Oh my God, we made it.
We did it.
With the first sip, allow it to be the sensualest sip you've ever did sip.
Like a kitty cat. This is so good.
La 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 Lola love. Welcome to Lola's Lounge, where legendary leaders join me for chats, cats, and cacao. And this is episode number 1, welcoming Ashley Capurro, the Sparkle S.l.u.t. Oh, this is a long-awaited, anticipated conversation, and I'm so excited to have you here and to kick off this series with you as my roommate, my bestie, my co-collaborator, my saucy sister, and so much more. So I want to introduce Ashley. Ashley is the Sparkle S.l.u.t. This is her brand. This is her persona that embodies her inner, sparkly, shiny, expressive girl, and also her sexy, grounded, sacred woman. She is the permission slut for all of us to embody our most sensual, sexy, freely expressed woman that we all have within us. And Ashley has been through so much trauma and stories and initiations into her sexy, into her sensuality through deep connecting to her body and discernment, strengthening your intuition and being sober, being on the path of sobriety. And that's helped a lot with getting clear and really coming back into who you truly are and owning that and being seen in community and in sisterhood, and now building a community and building a revolution of women who are claiming their sacred slut as well. Remembering that our sexuality and our sensuality is our power. It is God-given. It is God-guided. And it is heart-centered. So bringing that to a word like slut that is normally super shamed and frowned upon. So welcome, Ashley.
That's such an intro. I'm like, couldn't have said it better myself. But yeah, I mean, sensuality has become essential, in my opinion. Like, it is an essential. I don't even want to call it a tool because that's so like, ew,
a tool.
Not sexy.
Yeah, it's like a way of being.
Yeah, it's an embodiment.
It's an embodiment.
It's an embodiment.
Yeah,
but it has not only saved my life, it has given me life. Like the life force energy, the creativity. Like, you know, so many people are afraid to get sober because they're afraid to feel, and that's so valid because feelings can be so scary. But oh my gosh, like, just being able to feel the full spectrum of life because I'm feeling in my body and I'm feeling my true emotions and my true self and my power has been the greatest gift. So sensuality is essential in my world. And I'm just here to like scream it from the freaking rooftop.
Ooh, it's essential. Right?
What a boom.
Essential. Yeah, because when we feel our body and we feel all those subtle sensations in it, then we can feel the inner power and our inner energy, our life force energy, our creative, feminine, Shakti, Kundalini, like snake within us that has been so shunned and shamed and silenced, remembering that is our life force, our sexuality, our creativity. They can't be separated. Yeah. And when you're on the spiritual path for so long and sexuality is shamed, it's like you can't get that out of the picture because it's all of us. It's the whole being. So,
well, the ache for it to be embodied just becomes louder and louder. The more that you suppress it, the more that you silence it, the more that you shame it. And I think that's why I got so deep into drinking and drugs and substance abuse and, you know, amongst other trauma. But it was just, I tried to go the sensuality route before, just in my own personal practice and a little bit in my business. But I didn't feel safe enough to do it yet because I was being taught by leaders that I now know weren't a safe space for me to be fully that. And it was really hard for me to also explore my sensuality while still doing drugs and drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
Like they just didn't click.
Yeah.
They did not go together for me personally. I'm not saying you can't drink alcohol, but for me personally, they were not coexisting. And it was almost like this is actually true. When I was exploring my sensuality and dancing in front of the mirror and doing all these things, when I was drinking and really heavy into partying, it was so performance driven. where now it's just embodied, and it's that presence, and it's coming from pure truth, because I'm literally clear of the toxins and the alcohol and all the things that can have a really dark energy and inauthentic energy behind it. But now this is it's just me, because my vessel is clear. Yeah. And it feels so good.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. You cleared the vessel, and now it's like just the essence is overflowing, and it is you. It's becoming you. It's not performing. It's just, and when there are edges that come up when you're doing your sensuality practice and it feels chunky, you're like, it's like you observe that as your shadow, and you move through it and dance through it. Yeah, exactly. So I want to know like a bit more about your past, like a backstory for the listeners at home. Like
she knows the deets, but we're gonna tell you.
Yeah, what were you like from your childhood, from your upbringing? Like what were you shamed on? What was your experience? What was your story? What was your journey with your sensuality, with your expression, with maybe being too much?
Yeah.
What was that? And was there a moment that really like fucked you up?
I don't know if it was one definitive moment. It was just a bunch of moments stacked on top of each other that literally just kept defeating and breaking down my spirit. I was always a very expressed child. I would do, like, we had this living room that went down from like the main area, but it was only like 5 steps down. So I would do like little talent shows and performances for my family and our parents' friends when they would come over for dinner. And to be honest, like my parents, especially my mom, like they were very, they were very supportive of my expression. Like they never tried to shut it down. My feelings did get shut down, but that's just a normal part of parenting when they don't know how to hold them for themselves. So it's like, that's okay. But it was really over time from, kids in school. Where did I want to go with that?
Wait, the sparkly sneaker story?
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, this was a definitive one for sure. So I went to a private Catholic school where we had to wear a uniform. We could only, it was a white top, blue shorts, or a white top and a like navy blue, like plaid jumper, the classic like Catholic school uniform. We could only wear white, blue, or black shoes. So my mom, being the legend icon that she is, supporting me in my shine and my sparkle, got me these black platform patent leather sparkly Skechers.
Ooh, yes, she did.
And I was so excited to wear them to school, because you can imagine, like, as a sparkly little shiny girl who loves bows and pink and ruffles and all the things, and having to wear these like stiff ass uniforms all the time, like to have a little sparkle on I was so excited. And I remember like walking into school that day, and I was so excited to show my girlfriends. I mean, I thought like I was the shit. I thought that they were going to be like fanning my flame and like cheer me on and be like, oh my God, where'd you get those? And I walked in, and you know the feeling when someone is talking about you, and like not in a good way, when it's like, oh my God, like, did you see her freaking shoes? Like, that's what it was like. And I don't even know if I wore my shoes like in class that day. I obviously had to wear them out on the playground, but I was so embarrassed. And like, it was one of those defining moments of, it's not safe to stand out. It's not safe to sparkle. It's not safe to shine. It's not safe to be different. It's not safe to express myself. And like, yeah, from that moment on, because that one I remember. I'm sure there were other moments, but it was just like thing after thing, like year after year, just no, that's not safe. Don't stand out. Don't be this. And so it was just like this shrinking. There was something else that I wanted to share.
Yeah. So Sparkle S.l.u.t is a reclamation of your sparkle. And you're like, I love sparkle. I'm here to stand out. I'm being bold. I'm being brave. And I'm not afraid to stand out. I'm not afraid to be seen in my shine and in my sparkle.
Exactly. Yeah. And then, like this is what I wanted to share as I, come into the like, so that's like the sparkle part, but then like, now let's get into the slut part, because this is a very polarizing word. It's an edgy word. It's a triggering word for a lot of people, and I love it.
We're here for it.
Yeah. But the thing is, sex is a very taboo topic. Sensuality is a very, like, I can't even spell the word slut or sensual on Instagram too many times without being like worried that I'm going to get shadow banned. Like it's absolutely ridiculous. With sexuality, it was never really talked about in my house. And I didn't really find that to be, you know, an issue until I got older and didn't know how to express myself and my sensuality safely without like giving too much of my power away through sex and like over performance and all these things. And so I think that really has had a lot to do with why I'm so passionate about women being in their sensual energy, because it is that reclamation of something that is so innately a part of us, because we are literally created from sex, and it is one of a woman's most natural essences and expressions if she allows herself to go there. That might not be true for everyone, but what I see in women who really step into it and open into it and deepen into it, they're like, oh my God, like this is who I truly am. And it's so beautiful. Yeah. And, you know, like you, I've been deeply, deeply, deeply slut shamed at school, in high school, after I lost my virginity. And I think we literally only had sex one time, maybe twice. I don't remember, because you kind of block those things out. But it was over the summer. It was with a football player, and came back for junior year of high school. And I walked down to my car after volleyball practice, which was at the same time as varsity football practice. We all share a parking lot, a dirty, dusty parking lot. I walked up to my car, it was covered in dust, covered in loogies, covered in spit, covered in, it had the word a giant slut just written in the dust. It said, once you start, you just don't stop. And I was flooded with humiliation and shame. Like, it's bad to have sex. It's bad to explore my sensuality and my sexuality. It's bad to be curious. Like bad. Yeah, wrong. And that feeling fucking crushed me. And I had to drive my car home to my parents' house, and my dad was in the driveway when I got back. And so to just add on to the humiliation and the shame, and that really created a really unhealthy relationship with my body and my natural, sensual, curious, sexual, playful energy. Really from there on out until just, you know, up until recently.
Wow. Because that is such a big T trauma. That is such
huge.
Such a moment of humiliation and shame of something that you did out of connection, out of love, was just completely shat on. And it's so high school and it's so insignificant. Like, oh, it's just a joke. But like, that shit stays with you. And I can resonate with the reclamation, because as well, the first time I ever made out with someone, I didn't really know what was happening. We were in a park, I made out with him, and then he fingered me, and I didn't really know what was happening. It was a sexual violation because I didn't give any consent to the fact that this was happening. And then the next day at school, I walked in and everyone just started screaming, slut! Yeah. My real name's Lauren Hill, slut! Just screaming at me across the hallway. And it went on for weeks. Yep. And like, that really does something to you as a young girl, as a 13-year-old girl, right? How old were you?
I was freshly 16.
16, yeah. Fuck, 13, 16, like, to have something like that, just so really takes it. So precious. Yeah. The innocence. So cute. So the innocence of, like a boy and a connection, and exploring that energy, exploring what is in us. Like, and we are such innately creative, expressive beings, and creativity and sexuality, like, those go together. So that is just another way to express our creativity through our bodies, through love, through connection. And like, I think you can resonate. For me, it was like this. After that, it was like, my relationship to men and my own sexuality was so tainted. And then it just was like one violation after another, after boundaries, after not having boundaries, not knowing boundaries, or it was like my body wasn't mine. It was for other people.
Yes. That's so crazy that you just said that, because I was literally just thinking, like, it's so interesting how when a woman is slut shamed, the man is praised. And therefore, our sexual experiences never were about us. It was about performing for this man, giving him the power, because clearly this is only for him. Fuck. I have never really realized that. And so we both were just in sync right now with that.
Yeah. With that. It was for them. Like, they won, but we were the bad ones. Yeah. And we lost. And then like, And that literally
so
after,
let me
then after
perform
that,
for them.
yeah, like it was literally after that, it was like, my pleasure wasn't mine.
Yeah.
My pleasure was for the men. Like my body was for men. And I literally didn't even start self-pleasuring until 2 years ago after I read the book Pussy, and it changed my life. Because I was like, oh, men need to give me pleasure. They're the ones who touch me. Because the first time I ever got touched on my pussy was a guy. And it was like, wow. And then it's the reclamation for both of us have been reclaiming that word as slut. Because when something has been so shamed upon you, the way you reclaim it is by fucking owning it. But like, yeah, I am. You know? And be like, yeah, I do. And what does that mean? What does slut mean to you now?
I think a slut is just someone who unapologetically owns her desires. And if it's sexual, great. If it's sensual, great. If it's a juicy steak, like sluts for steaks, slut for ranch dressing, puppies, sunsets, dance parties, an epic beat drop. Like I'm a huge slut. Let's make it very clear.
Yeah, so it's like, what are you a slut for? We're all sluts for something. And it's really changing it from the definition of a slut as someone who's loose and have sex with a lot of people. And it's like, I had to go through a massive transformation with slut after that, through art therapy. I remember one time I painted out the word slut like 100 times. Slut, 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 slut. After I wrote the word out so many times, it had no meaning anymore. It had nothing. And it was all black, and I covered it up with pink and sparkly paint. And I wrote living and loving fully.
That is crazy. I've never heard that story.
Really?
You put sparkly pink on the word slut. My brand is Sparkle S.l.u.t. We use pink sparkles.
Literally, yeah. I know. So I resonate, and we're friends. And like, and it literally shifted. That really
learning something new.
Like the art therapy and creativity for me really shifts it. So it was like, oh, so then every time I like had sex with a man or connected with someone or shared my energy, it was like, I'm living and loving fully. And it's not wrong, right? And like releasing the shame on something that we think is wrong. And wow, yeah.
And just by using the term slut has literally healed so much for me, because it's what causes shame is hiding from something, by ignoring that it's not there, by suppressing it. But literally putting the term slut in my brand name as my Instagram handle. Do you think that was easy? No, that was such an edge.
What was that? When did Sparkle S.l.u.t come to you?
Okay, so talk about suppressing my expression and just trying to fit in the world. This continued literally up until last year, and probably still a lot through last year as I was like still deep in my substance abuse stuff. But I have had my own business. I started as a fitness instructor, and then I was like, wow, like I saw the impact that I was making, and I really wanted to go deeper with people, just because I've always been a deep person, and I've never been able to go deep with people in the way that I want. So teaching fitness just like really struck this chord of, okay, if I'm impacting people in a room, in a fitness room, I wonder what I can do like one-on-one. So I started my personal development business in 2020 during COVID, when the world shut down. People needed a safe space. Business blew up. And then as you evolve and you grow and your business grows, naturally you go into more, because being an entrepreneur is such an initiation for your own healing. And anyone who is an entrepreneur knows that entrepreneurship is a fast track to healing, and it's going to bring up your stuff all the time and then clear it out of the way for you to stay in integrity with your own leadership and with what you're preaching. So I started going into my own deep healing work. I moved to Lake Tahoe and was, again, just like really like in my shit, was drinking 2 bottles of wine all by myself. Like it was just really dark. And so I started this deep healing journey. And then I was trying to be like everyone else in the healing space online. Because the industry, there are so many healers, there are so many coaches, there are so many mentors. And so I just kept, kind of being a chameleon to mentors that I would hire, or that I, saw on Instagram that had a big following or were making a lot of money. And I was like, okay, I need to do this and this. And I was taking all these things, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because yes, we do learn from people, but none of it was actually true for me. I wasn't speaking that was me. I was just a regurgitation of all these other people. And last year, I actually tore my ACL, and it sent me into a whole just portal of stillness. I literally had to sit the fuck down and be with who I really am. And I was voice noting my best friend, Sophia, who lives in Hawaii. And I actually tore my ACL when I was visiting her. And I came back and we were voice noting back and forth. And I was just so frustrated about like my business hadn't made any money in months. And it's because I wasn't being authentic. It's because I wasn't owning my voice. I had no idea who I was. I mean, I did, but I wasn't owning it. Mm-hmm. And she was straight up called my ass out and was just like, what the F are you doing? Stop trying to be like everyone else. You're a little sparkle slut. And it was literally in that moment, it was just sparkly light bulb, fucking glitter bomb coming out of my pussy, my womb, like I was so activated and like my jaw, I was listening to her voice note and my jaw was like on the floor. Everything made sense. The slut shaming, the shoes, the sparkly Skechers shoe story. And yeah, it's just been this beautiful unraveling since that moment, of what being a little sparkle slut is and what being a sacred slut is, and just really claiming who you are, claiming your expression, going all in on yourself. Owning that you have this slutty, wild woman inside of you that is literally the most sacred thing in your existence is your wild, radiant, slutty, sensual, liberated expression. Yeah. And that's how we got here. That's how Sparkle Slut was birthed. And honestly, she's just been my muse. You know, last year we did Sparkle Slut Playday and it was very cutesy and fun and like very playful. There was like a little bit of sensuality in it, but it was very aligned with who Sparkle Slut was at that time in my life. And I was not sober then. I was sober at the event, but during that period in my life, sobriety was not a thing. And now that I'm a sober Sparkle Slut, I'm like, oh, like she's just been my muse, but she has evolved like into a sacred slut. And Lola Love is your sacred slut. Yeah. And with Sparkle Slut Playday coming up on June 1st, like we are here to be the permission sluts for other women to claim and fully embody and choose and play in their own sacred slut. And I'm so excited for that. But yeah, she is just like, God just chose me as the vessel, as the for her to be birthed through. And I'm so blessed because people, they love it. They're triggered by it, but
I'm so curious. What are people's reactions? What are the reactions when you share, oh, I'm Sparkle Slut, I'm hosting this event? Like, what are like the good reactions, the bad reactions? Like, what is it like? And how has it been for you to embody that, you know, with the projections and the misunderstandings of that?
You know, last year was very different again because I was in such a different place and because I wasn't fully owning Sparkle Slut. I mean, I was, but it was on a very more like playful, innocent level again, which was great. That was what I could, the capacity that I had to hold that ownership at that time.
Because that, with the innocence, starting off with it is really you healing your inner child that got shamed for the sparkles and the slut. And you hosted that first event. We hosted it here at Lola's Lounge. Yeah. And it was this first like sparkly, young, fun. And it was that innocent healing, that first layer of healing.
That you need.
As a leader in initiation, that is the first level that you need to heal. And now it's like, okay, now it's like evolving and elevating into this like more spiritual, and your spirituality has increased, your connection to God and your faith since you've gotten sober. That connection, that intuition, that relationship to God has gotten stronger.
It has. I literally started my sobriety journey, started my consistent sensual embodiment practice, and started praying on January 1st of 2025, all on the same day.
There it is.
And
new year, new me, for real.
Literally, like, don't mean to be cliche, but I you know what? Claps for my clichéness. Yeah. Because it has quite literally transformed my life. And I knew that getting sober was going to be the thing that opened up my life to a whole new world in the best way. But I didn't even think it would be this good. And I didn't think it would happen this fast. But to go back to your question, I am in such deep reverence and ownership of who I am now. And because I'm owning it, it's so easy for people to be on board with something, even if they like might not get it, but they're like, fuck yeah, cool. Like, I'm a slut too. You know, where before it was a little like question marky, because I was so question marky with myself and where I really wanted my brand to go. There wasn't a lot of clarity. I just knew that like it was going to be something big. That I always knew from the moment that that Sparkle Slut came through. I was like, oh, this is going to be really big. But now that I'm fully claiming myself, like people can feel your authenticity when you're behind a mission or a brand or just your self-expression. And when you're not, that's when the projections come. Naturally, there's going to be projections just because of the term slut. And like, I'm here for the projections, honestly. Like, I'm not here to be some cookie cutter, boring, vanilla, just like another mentor or coach online. No, like been there, done that. And it got me absolutely freaking nowhere. And the liberation that has been possible for me by being more edgy, by being more polarizing, by claiming my fullness. I want that for every woman.
Yeah. I love that. And it's so fun when you were like owning Sparkle Slut and you're like, yeah, this is it. But then you finally like got permission from like a guy friend that was like, you should change your name on Instagram, like claim it.
That was so edgy.
Yeah. And that was when it really like started, where you were like, I'm a Sparkle Slut, and then it was like, oh, I'm
no, I am
to this.
the.
Yeah, because before you're playing around with like, I'm doing this online affiliate, I'm helping this community and this and that. And it's like, what's your brand? Because you've always been supporting really high level female leaders and you've been like helping them and supporting them. But it's like, now you're finally claiming the spotlight and claiming your leadership of like, oh, it's me, I'm doing it. And now I'm enrolling people into my vision. You've enrolled me, you've enrolled like 8 other women into Sparkle Slut Play Day, right? You've created this vision. You're like, I'm leading the way. This is the revolution that I'm here to create. So what is the revolution of Sparkle Slut? What is the female leadership? What is the permission? What is the vision that you want to ripple out in the world through your leadership and through your expression and your community that you're creating?
That is such a juicy question. I feel like there's so many truths like in what I want to do.
Yeah.
But I think what it really comes down to is I want to be the permission slut I want to be the permission slut for other women to choose themselves. And whatever that looks like for you, hell yes. Who am I to say what choosing yourself looks like? But I know for me that choosing myself has opened up so many doors for my business, for relationships. It's like choosing yourself is unlocking your dreams because there's no more self-abandonment. There's no more.
So what's the world? Paint me a picture of the world. What does the world look like when you're not choosing yourself? What does the world look like for most women? What are they choosing?
Oh my God, it's like it's staying with the ex where you're like constantly in your masculine energy. You know, so many women are in their masculine energy because there's a lot of men in their feminine energy, and women in their masculine energy. The world is not. We're not supposed to be in our masculine energy.
No.
We're supposed to be in our creative, open, receiving essence where we inspire the masculine.
And I just want to say, it's not our fault, right? The patriarchal world culture that we've lived in has valued masculine qualities, and we have needed as women to embody masculine qualities to survive and to
literally survive.
Because it doesn't feel safe. It feels dangerous to be feminine. It feels dangerous to be sexy and seen because like, deep ancestry, the witch wound, the slut wound, like our sexuality, our sexuality has been so shamed and suppressed. Starting, I'm getting into the whole thing, but like, right, it's been so suppressed from the culture, episode. Like Catholic Church and all the things, and so it's like, it is so ingrained in us to be masculine. And it was, the feminist movement was like, yeah, we're like men, we're as good as men, where it's actually feminist movement now, shout out to Mama Gina leading the fucking revolution. It's pleasure. Our female bodies are made for pleasure, and we're made to be in our feminine essence, which is intuition, connection, creativity, sensuality, sexuality, expression, like all of this. So So choosing yourself, you're saying is
it brings you back to our natural state of what the feminine gets to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is all of those things that you just said.
Yeah. So it's almost like healing the shame on our feminine to come back into our essence. Yeah. And through the gateway of sensuality.
Yeah. Yeah. I was sitting on an airplane the other day, coming back from an experience that was an experience. We might get into the details later. But I'll just share now, like what I was experiencing was such a divide of the women there. There was about 30 attendees, let's say 8 facilitators, volunteers, whatever. And what I noticed is this split of women who were in their bodies, exploring their sensuality, and really, therefore, in touch with their truth and their discernment and their intuition and their sacred yes and their sacred no. They stood grounded in their truth, and their truth wasn't distorted by other people's truths. And the women who were not in their bodies, who were feeling maybe a little more lost, I've been there, I've been lost, I've been confused, I've been super vulnerable. But that's when women are very vulnerable, is when they're lost and when they're not in their bodies. Because when you're not in your body, you don't know what your body is telling you. Your body does not lie. And so those women, it was very easy for them to take on other people's truths as their own. And it was really, really hard to watch. And I had already been in a situation like that before, a couple of years earlier, where I was in their position, and I was easily influenced into a life or a belief system that was not mine. So when I was coming back from this experience and I was on the plane back from Costa Rica, I just had this like processing. I'm like, what just happened? Just this clear download of your sensuality is the gateway to your sixth sense. Your sixth sense is your intuition. Like we've all seen the sixth sense. Like if you chat GBT, the sixth sense, it is your intuition. It's just like this inner knowing. It's like that whisper, you know, but if you're not connected to your body. Okay, so here's the thing. In sensuality, it's a lot of like hip moving, right? And as women, our sacral, our hips, it stores a lot of trauma. It stores a lot of emotions, a lot of stuck energy. So not only in sensuality are we constantly doing these like figure eights and this movement, you're releasing things, but at the same time, you're simultaneously dropping into your body's wisdom. Mm-hmm. And so when you know your body's wisdom, you know what you stand for. And no one can fuck with that unless you let them. So it's just like, it is the gateway.
Yeah.
To knowing your yes and your no. And when you know it, no one can take it away from you.
Yeah.
And I've given it to people before, and I've seen other women give it to leaders. I've seen them, so many men that I gave my power to. Like multiple narcissistic relationships that I've been in with both men and women. The men were lovers and the woman was a dear friend and a leader. And it's because I wasn't connected to my sensuality.
Yeah.
And now that I am, like, no one can fuck with me. Yes, I still have feelings. Yes, sometimes I question my own thoughts and beliefs, because it's really easy to be like, no, and then you're like, okay, no, let me get in my body and remember what is mine and what belongs to other people. And I would love, God, nothing would make me happier and honestly more turned on than to see more women in just full truth, full discernment of, yeah, that might be true for you, but that's not true for me. The world needs more of that.
Yeah, unfuck with a woman connected to their truth and their power. Yeah. So how has sensuality and finding that truth and that energy within you, how has that helped guide you rather than like the mind? Or, you know, if there's been situations where the mind has been like, oh, this way, but your body is like, oh no.
I started re-exploring my relationship with God, going deeper with God on the same day that I started consistently like going deeper with my sensuality. And what I just have discovered is that sensual embodiment, sensual movement is like a prayer. Like, yes, I sit in bed at night and I pray, and sometimes I pray to God when I'm driving, but it's also through my sensuality that I feel very connected to God, to my higher self, to my intuition. So, sometimes I'll just get little downloads like while I'm moving my hips of like, ooh, yeah, nope, like that's not for me.
I remember you were going to go to this event for this person.
Oh my God.
I feel like that's a good story of how you listen to your intuition.
Wow. My intuition has always been online, but I haven't followed it. And there's so many fucked up stories I could share for not following it. So, but I promised myself after the experiences of not following my intuition and seeing my life blow up in front of my face for not following it, I promised that I would never self-abandon in that way ever again. And I didn't realize that sensuality would take me into the route where, I mean, maybe I unconsciously or subconsciously knew that at the time. Go me. But we love that. This was back in March. It was around St. Patrick's Day. And I had kind of like locked in this summer deal to be, a vendor, an artist at a bar this summer, which was really interesting because I'm like, separating from my life of alcohol. So we don't need to go into that. That's for obvious reasons. So that already didn't feel right, but I was still open to going to places that, felt high vibe and, had a good crowd and had fun events so that I could, do my freaking rhinestone magic there because I love it. But I was really trying to create, hard boundaries with God and myself of what I was available for. Because when you get sober and you really start owning your value, and for me, that was through sensuality, like your standards are just naturally so much higher. Thank God. And I had set up this day to go be a vendor at this bar.
You had an intuition about it too, that you were like,
something just didn't feel right. But it wasn't like this, like, ooh, don't do it. Sometimes I get these very intense whispers, feelings in my body. It's all different because we have different, they're called clairs, the clairaudience, the clairsentience, the clairvoyance, it's sight, hear, touch, feeling. But yeah, it was just kind of like this, like a very subtle no. And then the whole period rain thing just gave me a legit reason not to go. And a different friend reached out to me a couple of days later to ask how it was. And I said, oh, I didn't end up going because I was on my period and like I wasn't feeling it in the rain. And she was like, dude, I'm so glad you didn't go because the owner of that bar basically has these charges against him for beating the shit out of his ex-girlfriend. And I was like, oh, like that's really heavy. And I don't want my brand to be affiliated with any sort of abusive, bullshit, narcissistic, anything. Cause I've been there and it's dark. And yeah, that was like one of those times where that intuitive pain like really protected me. And I had no idea. I had no reasons, like besides a little bit of communication. But the people were always really nice to me. I went to the space a couple times the few weeks before and really enjoyed myself. Like there was no logical reason for me to say no. And thank God I said no, because I don't want my brand to be affiliated with anything like that. Like that is it's unacceptable. And that is because I literally made an agreement with God. Like these are what my new standards are, and anything that is not in alignment with it, remove it.
Yeah. And
so it's also this co-creation too, right? Like, yes, I'm following my intuition, but I am constantly speaking to God. Like if there is something or someone in my life that is not in alignment with the path that we are co-creating, with the path that you have chosen for me and what I'm stepping into, like, please just show me and make it so obvious. And, oh, oh, is God doing that?
Yeah.
Yes.
As soon as you ask, it becomes clear. Like there's constantly, and like during mornings, like once a week, you'll be like, I pray to God to let something go. And then look what happened today. And it's like continue with your job, with people. It's like
partnership.
Yep. It's just continually happening. Like you ask and there it is. And you can't not see it.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's been a lot of things like that happening, but that's just a perfect example. And, you know, I remember too, it was just a few weeks ago, there was a girl that she came to Big Pussy Energy for the first time. Big Pussy Energy is a women's movement, and it's a modality where women remember who the fuck they are through their sensual embodiment. It's been such a huge inspiration for my brand, and I'm actually getting certified to be one of the teachers and leaders in the space. It's been profound for my own journey, but I go to class 1 to 2 times a week. Like it's part of my practice. And there was a girl in class who she came one time and then she came the following week. And after class, we both went to get gas, not together, but ended up at the same gas station. So we were chatting for like 30 minutes and she's like, dude, it's crazy what sensual embodiment has done for me just in these 2 classes, from dropping into her body and just opening up her hips, that her intuition is so much stronger. Just from like a total of, I don't know, a couple of hours of being in her body. It really is so true. It really is so, it can take one moment, one song, even
literally,
of just dancing in front of your mirror. Whether it's with your eyes closed or freaking devouring yourself as you move your body and just not breaking eye contact, of remembering and opening up your body's wisdom. And
take us through, like, what does a morning sensual practice, like what is that like core practice, that like the simplest thing that someone watching this could take home and do? Like what does that look like? What is the way?
I love this. So recently I have really started owning and claiming that I, like, my deepest desire in life is to be in love and to have that dreamy, steamy relationship that women want, but are afraid to admit. And maybe it's because we're afraid if we talk about it, we're afraid to get let down if it doesn't come true.
Or thinking like, oh, we're not whole, or we're needy, or like longing.
Or, you know, like,
it's like, what else
a lot of us pride ourselves on this independence. And like, I don't want to be fucking independent anymore. Like I have been, and I'll continue to do it because my standards are so high. But like, I have the community, I have my family, and to be honest, I have myself. But anyway, so now that I've been really claiming that, like, publicly and with myself, and just like being like, yeah, I fucking want that. Yeah, that's my highest desire in life. Because you know what? If I don't have a man that fully chooses me and sees me and hears me and understands me and holds space for my feelings, how the hell is he going to be able to do that for my children? This is literally the most important decision I will ever make in my life. And I will keep my standards high until I literally get my dream man. And enough. This just like PSA, all the women out there who are being told that their standards are too high, you're hanging out with the wrong people. You should be with people who says, no, higher. Yeah. Standards need to be higher, actually. Dream bigger. You're someone who's allowed me to dream bigger. So I'm here to show people to keep their standards freaking higher. So my morning practice recently has really been about being in prayer with myself and like feeling into the energy of having my man. So, you know, like some mornings I'm ready to go and I'm fired up. Other mornings I'm tender. Like that morning last week, it was literally the day that we launched the event, or it was the day before, and I woke up, I said, I'm super anxious today. And obviously you held space for me, but like, here's the thing, like, holding space for yourself is so important for calling in a partner who's going to fully hold space for you and make you feel safe. And so I went into our goddess room and I laid there and I closed my eyes and I like hugged myself and kissed myself. And I said, like, I'm here, baby. Like, it's okay to feel anxious. Like,
watch out with the mic.
Sorry. Like, I got you. You're safe here. Your feelings are so valid. And just like regulating my nervous system as I touched my body, and was just like so slow and gentle with myself. And then once I kind of like came, just like, it's almost like I imagined myself like melting into his like big freaking juicy tattooed chiseled arms, you know? And then I can kind of like melt into that energy. And then like once I'm feeling a little more relaxed, I go into my own sensual embodiment practice where I'm, and it's different every.
It's so interesting. I want to speak to this because what you're actually doing, because I used to do this too, like really longing and craving for that man. What you're actually doing is you're creating that masculine container for yourself. You're tapping into what it would feel like to have a man hold you, and you're creating that space for you to hold yourself. And once you feel contained and you can hold your masculine, then it's like, now I can let my feminine be free and be sexy, But before you have that safety and that held, it could be
the feminine
chaotic.
can be a little like just what's the word I'm looking for? Chaotic, and I don't want to use that word, but it's like lost almost.
Yeah, right. It could be floaty. It needs that safe containment of, and when you're whole, you're one and you're whole. When you can have that masculine and the feminine, you can contain and hold yourself in it.
Yeah. So sometimes it's just eyes closed, doing different movements on the floor. Sometimes I'm like really up close, like in the mirror, just like eye fucking myself, like licking the mirror. It really just depends on my energy.
So what does the containment look like of that container? Like if I was like, oh, I want to do a sensual embodiment practice, like what would I go to do?
I do like to start with just regulation of just like touching the body, like being like, okay, like I'm in my body here, but just letting your body intuitively guide you. Like sometimes it's, starting with neck rolls can be really nice just to like start slow. Like you never want to like, just like, what's the word I'm looking for? Shock your nervous system, especially in the morning by just like starting to twerk. Like sometimes that is the vibe and that's totally okay. But I like to kind of ease into it and build up through a lot of circular motions. Again, opening up the hips, going on all fours, making sounds, noises, just the full expression. Like your expression is not just through movement. It's not just through touch. It's through breath. It's through sounds. It's through noises. It's through, letting your anxiety and your stress and your fear speak.
Yeah. Having a place for it. Yeah. You've been, since you got back from Costa Rica, you've been doing your sensual movement every morning in the goddess room. And it's really like, I love the devotion. Because before you were like doing it here and there, and now I'm doing it. Like I'm committed, and I love that. And it's inspired me. So when you're doing that, I'm like, ooh, and it gives me permission. And I've been going out and doing my practice outside in the sun.
Naked.
Yeah, naked, of course. I'm out there in the sun, naked, and I'm like doing my head rolls, and I'm doing my body rolls and my hip rolls. And like I wake up sometimes out of bed, I'm like, I feel like shit. I'm so tired. I drink my fucking my salt water. And then do that. And like the sun, the salt, and the sensuality, I'm like, within 5 minutes of just like some hip rolls, I'm like, oh yeah, there's my kundalini, there's my fucking life force energy, there's my like wild creative slut in me.
Yeah,
and I'm like
ready to take on the day.
And some fucking hair flips.
Yeah.
And then a little, I end it with a twerk. And then also what I've been doing is like giving my body room to emote and express. I'm like, what am I feeling? I'm feeling excited. I like say it and I'll move it like ritual theater. Like I'm excited. I'm a little angry. Like I'll give space for my emotions to express. And that is so connected to the sacral too of like, whether you're sensually, what are you feeling? And how can you move through that and be with it and see it and feel it? Yeah.
Yeah. And it can look different every day, depending on where you're at emotionally, energetically, where you're at in your cycle, where you're at in your phase. Some of them can be long, some of them, but it's like the more connected, it's just like a practice. It's like building a muscle, right? It's like the more you just hold space for yourself to do it, it might feel crunchy in the morning. I still like, I've been doing this for a while now and I sometimes still feel crunchy, but I'm just like, fuck it. That is literally just part of full acceptance of who you are and where you're at. But again, it's like the more you do it, the more your intuition unlocks, the more you know what your body's wanting and craving. And you can just intuitively guide yourself through a sensual embodiment practice. Because I promise you, if you spend 3 songs in front of a mirror, you will unlock something just moving. You will unlock something and it will create this ripple effect, not only in your intuition, but in your life. Like it's almost like you can't go back, you know?
Yeah. And it's just that just the gift of giving yourself space to move and to feel, rather than like, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go, I'm going to shower, I'm going to go, I'm going to eat. It's like,
that's
drop
so masculine.
In. Yeah.
That is so masculine.
Drop into your essence, drop into your feeling, your voice, your breath, your body. Like that's where we live, right? In this Shakti life force in this body. So giving yourself the gift of space to move in. So if someone's watching this, they're like, ooh, I want to start a sensual practice, but it's new for them. Like, what would you say for them? What would you say to them about starting their sensual practice? And if they're nervous or like, where do they start?
Okay, so it's definitely important to have a quiet space, closed doors. If you live with other people, like I even felt weird doing my sensual practice when you were home for a long time when we lived together and we're really close. It's just, it's a very vulnerable practice. So I would like wait till you would leave, and like when I had the house to myself. So if there are moments where you have the house to yourself, like definitely utilize it, get in front of a mirror, and just like, I would start by just, being in your body, even sometimes too, just putting your hands on your womb, and you can sit there, but you could also just sit, obviously like this or something, and just move your hips. Just start to open up the energy and let your womb speak to you. Your womb will literally speak to you, and you can ask it, like, how do you want me to move? What do you want me to do? Show me the way. And be patient. Like that's also part of the feminine is patience and trusting that your body's wisdom is going to come through. Maybe it won't come through in the first practice if you're feeling super locked up and super tense, but like hold that space and the answers and the guidance will come.
Yeah, I love that. And it's also an essence of like sensuality, the senses, like awakening your senses, like to even just get into that before, maybe even before you move, like spray some rose, like light some sage, like put some oil, like awaken your smell, your sense, your touch, your beauty, like seeing you, like just start to like wake up your, really like touching, like really start to wake up your senses to bring you into the present, to bring you into the now, to bring you into your body. That's where the magic is.
Yeah. I mean, we have the fuzzy carpets in there. I either have my hot lemon water or I have a hot matcha in the morning when I'm doing
get a warm drink.
So activate your senses. I love that you said that, because sensuality is like an expression of your five senses. So many people think, that sensuality is just like this hot, sexy dancing. But if you really were to look at, like, we ChatGPT'd it in Costa Rica, and it really does talk a lot about like incorporating the five senses, which are taste, touch, smell, sound, and why am I blanking on the other one?
Sight.
Yeah. Oh my God, duh. And activating those, like that is also another way you can get in touch with your sensuality. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed when we did our thing, but like, I didn't sip it right away. Like I teased it, like with my lip, and I smelled it, and I licked it. And the sensuality is, it's like, it's going slow, like slowing down, and slowing down really allows you to be in the present moment. And when you're more in the present moment, you are really able to not only feel, but hear and sense what is true.
Like, being true to what is real, is real and what is here, and not pretending to be a certain way or performing that you need to be a certain way, but just like what is alive in me, and not making it wrong. If you are angry, not making it wrong or shaming it, or if you're not like, so it's really like the benefit and the gift of giving whatever you're feeling, whatever is true for you, space. So you can be with it, you can feel it, you can move, breathe, cry, feel through it. So that is truly how you transform and transcend it, is through the being present with it. How has sensuality and being in your sensual expression, how has it helped your creativity and your inspiration and your self-expression and sharing yourself on the world and online? What has that been for you?
I mean, it's opened up my creative channel and my confidence in more ways than I could have ever imagined. I remember like all the years before in my business, trying to sit down to create content, try to come up with this offer. But again, it's like, try. Did you hear how many times I just said try? Like it was because I was not in my body. I was not in my creative energy. It was just all this like trying to use my freaking mind, and I was exhausted all the time. And then I felt so shitty seeing all these other entrepreneurs and creatives and content creators and people on Instagram like just pushing out offers, and I'm like, God, these are so good, making all this money, and I'm like, why the fuck can't, like, I carried this story for so long. I'm not creative. And the more that I thought that, the less creative that I got.
Wow.
Like that is
instantly
real
shut down your channel.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it's because I wasn't connected to my true essence. This is why sensuality is essential, especially if you are an entrepreneur and a leader, a creative, like, oh my gosh, what's pouring through me? It's like, I almost can't stop, you know? I mean, I said earlier, like Sparkle S.l.u.t is my muse, and she's taken on a life of her own, but like, it's really because she has allowed herself to deepen into her sensual expression, which is like now like more of this ownership of the sacred slut. And the sacred slut is like, I feel like she's really deepening into like a more embodied ownership. And I feel like the more I own my brand and my voice and the term slut, more creativity pours through, because creativity is just a byproduct of authenticity. And I think that's what I'm seeing in my own personal life and my business, in regards to creativity. It's just like, it almost like doesn't stop. Or, you know, and I got to give you props for this. I said a little bit earlier, but like, you are such a big dreamer. Living with you has been so triggering and so activating. She dreams so big. And for so long, I was so annoyed because I'm like, I don't have any dreams. Like, what the heck is this girl is crazy? Like, she is just like delusional, honestly. But fuck, it works, you know? And it's almost like the same thing as your dreaming is like, the more you dream, the bigger your dreams get. The more creative you get, the bigger your dreams get. And it's just like, they're so intertwined, and my dreams are feeding into my creativity. Yeah. You know?
I feel like when I imagine it, because I'm a visual person, when I imagine like, you know, your Shakti Kundalini, like snake energy going up your spine, and the sensuality is like awakening it, and you're like activating and you're coiling it. That coil and that connection just connects straight to source and God. And that opens your creative channel to like, when you're connected to the energy within you, you're connected to God and source and all of the above. So that it's like it opens the flow and the channel of creativity, because it's like, ideas can come to you when you have the space. I mean, you're not in your mind, when your mind's not filled, and when it's spacious, when it's empty, when you're connected to your body and your essence, then it's like whoosh, unlimited, infinite creative possibilities. And God only sends you creative possibilities that you create, that your vessel can steward. Like, they can't give Sparkle S.l.u.t to another person. This is like they might have popped it into someone else who could handle it, but it's like, you were like, yes, like big magic kind of stuff of like, your dreams and your creative ideas, your dreams are your destiny. Your dreams are dreaming you, like they are God created, because only you can create them or bring them to life. And it's like, the more that you say yes to your big dreams, or yes to your creativity, or yes to feeling, it's like, yes, like the possibility channels expand. Yes, it expands, and it just, creativity creates itself. It's like it's an endless flow of energy. Yeah. And that is our innate, as women, that is our innate power. We are literally born to create. We are created to create. And it hurts my heart when people say they're not creative, because it's like, that is literally who you are. That is literally what you're made of. Get out of the mind and get into your body and your pleasure, and create space for creativity to flow through you, because we are creating ourselves and our life every day as a masterpiece. Like that is it. Yeah. And like, you know, and I think you can resonate a lot with this too. Like, a lot of the times we feel like we have to do things on our own. And even you and I had a conversation recently of like, I don't want to do business alone anymore. I don't want to create alone. Like, been there, done that. And like,
it's hard and it's honestly less creative. Like we're meant to collaborate. We're like, her gifts are going to be different than mine. I'm going to pull different gifts and ideas out of her, and she's going to do the same for me. And just like being in community and collaboration, and like, that's what it's really about. So yes, it's the sensuality, and it starts with you. And like, I also am constantly co-creating with God through my body, through being a direct channel, through the Kundalini energy, through literally having conversations with God all day long. Like, show me, release this, like, what is this meant for me? Give me a sign, like that in itself is a co-creation, because when you're co-creating with God and you're talking to God, and you're asking him like to clear things out, guess what? You're creating space for something new. And when you're more clear, you're more creative.
Yeah, exactly. Boom. Yeah. Clear. You got to clear the channel to create. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so much easier done in friendship. Like with Sparkle S.l.u.t Playday, that is an idea that came through me last year, and it's evolved. But now it's, again, like, I could not do this event without you and the creation that you have poured into it, and a lot of the other facilitators and their ideas and the space that it's in. Like, oh my gosh, that in itself is like pouring so much inspiration into what Sparkle S.l.u.t Playday gets to be, because it did start as this super epic idea, but now it's iconic.
Yeah.
Like, it is absolutely
so tell
iconic.
us, like, what is the vision? What is the event? Tell us the transformation, the vision, like, what is it becoming, and what is the experience?
Yeah. Sparkle S.l.u.t Playday is on June 1st at Havon in Lakeway, Texas. And it's this beautiful tantric transformational temple / ranch up in the country hillside. Like, it is like, we've both been to this space a couple different times, and I'll speak for myself, and then you can share how Havon makes you feel. But the moment I walked in, I remembered it has this very sacred energy, very like every detail is luxurious and intentional to bring to cultivate and hold a container and events for deep healing and transformation. And it's just like, I remember, like, this is a space of remembrance. This is a space of claiming. And I would love to hear how Havon makes you feel before I tell them what Sparkle S.l.u.t Playday is.
Yeah.
Like, Havon is, again, like, Sparkle S.l.u.t Playday has literally become what it is because of the space that we're holding it in. Yeah. It would be a little bit of a different energy if we were hosting it somewhere else. It would still be amazing, but it's a co-creation with Havon.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, Havon is just pure beauty. It's pure, like, sacred beauty. Like, you look around and you're like, oh wow, like, you see the beauty reflected back to you, and you remember your beauty. You remember your divinity. And it's like, it has everything you need, like the carpets, the couches, the fur, the gorgeous kitchen, the sauna, the hot tub, the cold plunge, the pool, the space. Sheets. Like, just, oh my God, the bamboo sheets, next level. I literally looked at the tag of the sheets. I was like, what brand is this? What is this made of? I need these sheets. Like, it's like, it is just so beautiful and amazing and luxurious that you just feel like, held, like melted.
Just like a deep breath of just I'm safe here.
Yeah, so held, so safe. Yeah. I mean, whatever, like, energetic stuff that they did to create it, and the women, Sariel Hope, that's created this space, and it's just so incredible. I'm so grateful this exists. It's like, I've been dreaming of it. We've been dreaming of it, and now it's here, and we get to co-create Sparkle S.l.u.t at this space. Just feels so juicy, and it also just makes you want to express yourself. Yeah. Because it's like, coming from me as a content creator, creative director, everywhere I look is like a set. It's like, that's a set. It's like, it's so beautiful that you just want to capture it and be in it and express yourself in it. Like, express, what is my divine expression that wants to play? So yeah, it's just, such a beautiful space. It's really elevated Sparkle S.l.u.t from like hosting it here, cutesy to like, sacred.
Yeah. So with that said, like, Sparkle S.l.u.t Playday is a space for you to come claim your inner slut, your sacred slut, because there is a sacred slut inside of us who is waiting. She is desiring. She's like begging you. She's trying to get your attention to be fully witnessed by you and to be fully owned, just like we would want to be fully claimed and owned and chosen by a partner. Like, if you resonate with my story of wanting to be in such dreamy, steamy love, or just have any dreamy desire come true, like that starts with choosing yourself. And it starts with choosing that slut inside of you who is not afraid to unapologetically own what the fuck it is that she actually wants. I no longer subscribe to holding back my truth or like watering down my desires or my dreams. Again, shout out to you. And
dream bigger.
Yes. Like, when you get in touch with your sacred slut energy, and you are, and like, this is not like, if this has nothing to do with going out in the world and like, you know, having a bunch of sex. Like, if that's true for you and you want to express yourself in that way, like, fuck yeah. Like,
get it
go on and get it, sister. My personal journey for my own sacred slut has been in such deep reverence to my body. And realizing and remembering that this body is a temple and that my essence is a temple and that my energy is a fucking gift. And anyone who gets to be around it is honestly blessed. And that's why, again, my standards are so high. Like, I don't think enough women's standards are high. So everything that we've talked about today is going to be illuminated for you through your reclamation of your own inner sacred slut at Sparkle S.l.u.t. Playday.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's the experience of turning yourself on, right? From the inside out, because the whole day, like the first half of the day is tuning in with yourself, tuning in with your heart, connecting with your desires, connecting with your womb, connecting with your breath, connecting with your chakras, like full internal work. We have so many amazing facilitators. Sophia, Corey,
flying from Honolulu to be with
Sophia's
y'all.
flying from Honolulu to do a heart and womb coherence. I'm going to be leading a sensual cacao ceremony, connect with your deep heart. Corey's going to be guiding us in a tantric energy activation, connect with those chakras and your life force energy, connecting to all these inner spaces. And then in the afternoon is like when we get to embody and express that. And we do it through a somatic workshop. We're going to do a boundary and edges workshop with Jordan to really like, what are we wanting and where can we meet ourselves and how can we soften into those edges?
Not only in the experience in that day, but taking that what you learn, what you embody, what you express, and taking that into the real world. Because I don't think enough women are clear on what their boundaries are, what their boundaries and edges are different, which you'll learn at Sparkle S.l.u.t. Playday. And I don't think enough women know what their no is and what their yes is. So like this, like it's so intentionally curated for you to not only be in your body and feel good and yummy and sexy and alive and creative and turned on, but to feel and be in your power, like unfuckwithable power that you truly only allow yourself to be available for the highest quality of friendships, amounts of money, partnership, intimate experiences, life experiences. Like, it's just a massive, massive, massive energetic upgrade so that you can have a massive up level in every area of your life.
Yeah. It's really recognizing our value and our worth and what we desire and being met in that through the sisterhood. And so, like in the afternoon, somatic workshop with Taylor, like getting into our hips, getting into that energy and really like getting ourselves to be wild, like shaking our ass to heal our past, right? Like really
and doing it with each other.
And being with sacred witnesses to each other's expression. And with sisterhood, it's so powerful. You know, when we see a woman shining and being big, it can trigger that insecure part within us that's like, oh, she's being big, I can't be big. Oh, I can't be big like that. Or we can see each other as expanders of like, and oh, wow, she's big. oh my God, okay, permission, I want to be big too. So it's really deep sisterhood healing and permission slips for us to see where are we pretending that we're insecure and where can we remember our confidence and remember our power by seeing it in others and seeing it in each other and being, oh yeah, that's me too. Remembering that we have that power. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to be guiding us in Sacred Slut Reclamation Dance Party to really feel our desires and dance with them and
dance with them, make love to them.
Yes, and worship our wild, like really letting that wild woman out and be crazy and playful and
the whole day
range.
it's like a slow burn into this final like
final wow, like yes, totally. And then we get to each be seen. So we're gonna have like a spotlight ceremony where everyone gets to be in the middle or whatever it's gonna look like, or maybe it's like a runway where you get to be fully witnessed in your sacred slut. Like what do you want to express and like being seen and
owning your desires and like speaking it out loud to
your
the
desires
group, and then dancing
and be like,
it in your body.
Oh my God, it's gonna be so juicy and so fun. Like we have things planned, but I think it's just the energy of the group something else is gonna come through that I'm just like excited for that. And to be worshipped and witnessed and celebrated in your desires and your expression, like wow, it is such deep nervous system recalibration to be seen and held in that, and also captured because we're going to have an amazing photographer, videographer, Morgan, who's going to be there. So your shine and your expression during that circle or runway is going to be captured, that you can reflect and look back on that and be like, that's me and my power. And coming from like what I do, capturing women when they're in that space and then having this gift of a photo or a video to remember and see yourself and share it with the world of like, this is me, take it or leave it, I'm here. Mm-hmm. Permission slip granted for you. It's so empowering and what a gift for yourself and for continue to look back on those memories.
Yeah. Yeah. And we really, we didn't talk about sisterhood too much today. There's so many conversations. It's such a long, intense, beautiful, necessary conversation, but we really do see this being not even see, like we know because we've been in spaces like this before where it has healed so many sisterhood wounds for us, which is why we want to give this gift to y'all. We have so many women saying, yes, we resonate with the sisterhood wound. We need more spaces like this. And we're literally creating it for y'all. Like this is your event. This is your event for you to really feel safe in sisterhood. Yeah. Because like she was saying, there's so many projections, there's competition, there's jealousy. It's, it's scarcity, honestly. If like, oh my God, if she's shining too much, it's going to take away from my shine. And I'm going to share what you said with me a few weeks ago that I'm like, fuck, that was so good. We're all the main characters. We are all the main characters amplifying each other's main characters. It's not about one person being the main character. We all get to be the main character. Yeah. And when you get into that mindset with sisterhood and you're just like, yes, more, like, yes, we all get to have our little spotlight moment and like our moments in business and our moments in love. But it's also like, yes, like you last year, I was really in my shit and you held me in it but you never came down to my level. And I was still like trying to celebrate you and all the things that you were, that were happening in your business because we were healing our sisterhood wound, like literally in real time by being in celebration of each other, even though we might not be like at the same place in our life. But it's not about that. It's about full acceptance of yourself so that you can be in full acceptance of other women, because we've all felt rejected. We've felt abandoned, but that's oftentimes just a reflection of us rejecting and abandoning ourselves. We're all victims of women being mean to us, but we're also all responsible for being the mean girl. We've all talked poorly behind another woman's back. We've all been jealous of women at some point in our journey. I'm not saying that you do this now, but we've all done it, and it's time for us to come together and really witness ourselves so that we can witness other women, celebrate ourselves so that we can celebrate other women, and like put this sisterhood wound to rest.
Yeah,
this is the revolution of women.
And it's like there's, it's not like a woman's circle, like hey, it's like it's a woman's ceremony, but it's the final, because if you've been doing like a lot of sisterhood work, fuck yeah, this is another level of like being seen in your wild, sexy, and like feeling safe with sisters in that. Because I know for me, like when I've shined too bright, I've lost friends. And I'm like, oh, I can't shine bright or I'll lose people.
Yeah.
I'll rise above them. Or when I've gotten, this is so wild how they're intertwined. When I first got sexually violated, and then again when I got sexually violated in college, both times right after that, I lost my best friends. They decided they didn't want to be my friend because I thought I was a slut. So it's like, wow. when I got in my full sexual power, I lost girlfriends. So it's like, this is healing for me too, of like, oh, I can be in my full sexual shiny power and have people join me. Other like, really creative women who have sexual power within them. It's like, we get to be in that together, because I mean, it just comes back to the core wounding of the feminine is that our sexual power is bad, and so
that we're too much,
and then it's dangerous. And so we really get to reclaim that together, that our sexuality and our sensual expression is our power,
and it's celebrated, and it's wanted, and it's worshipped.
We want it. We want that for you. We want it for us. We're here to do it together. So yeah, we're so excited to host you and these amazing women, witness you and celebrate you and join this revolution with us. Yeah.
It's like, it's so potent. We have been pouring so much, and this is our life's work. This is our life's trauma, our own transformations, both of our personal journeys into one event. But it's not just our journey, it's your journey too, because we're all the same in our trauma of being suppressed, being silenced, being abandoned, being rejected, not feeling good enough, feeling too much. Like, our stories, the context might be different, but the message is all the same.
Yeah.
And so we're just sharing the medicine that has gotten us to feel in our power, and to feel safe with women, and to start feeling safe with men, actually, as well. That has become an outcome as well of this work. And we're just here to share it with you.
Yay! We're so excited for all the women who feel called to be a part of it and to join the revolution and the ritual of remembrance, the portal of pleasure. Yeah, it's gonna be, and just really want to have you remember your queenness, your goddessness, with all the luxury food, the luxury space, like feeling like your best self with what you wear. It's just gonna be such a celebration of the sacred slut. Yeah. Anything else you want to say about the event?
Yeah, Sparkle S.l.u.t has just been the muse for this event, but it's an invitation for your sacred slut. Sparkle S.l.u.t is my sacred slut, but we really are inviting you, just as Lola Love is her sacred slut. But like, this is where you really get to discover who your muse is for your sacred slut. This isn't about Sparkle S.l.u.t or Lola Love. This is really a space for your own remembrance and your own reclamation of whatever a sacred slut looks like for you. So just, feeling beyond the name Sparkle S.l.u.t, because I don't need anyone to come and wear sparkles. If that's not your thing, I'm like, fuck yeah, girl. I'm gonna be doused in a bedazzled lingerie with some face rhinestone, because I'm just a slut for sparkles. But this is also a space for you to really come, like, just be like, yeah, I'm a slut for that. Like, I freaking love that.
Yeah, I'm a slut for cacao.
Yes.
So I'm gonna be serving y'all up some goodies with that. Yeah. And come, it's really to come own your desires and what you love. Because when you are in what you love and you do what you love and you be who you love, that is your highest contribution. That is your highest gift. That is your highest form of magnetism. You will manifest and magnetize all the things that you want in your life from you being overflowed with yourself and what you want. It can only come into you and attract that.
We desire for you to leave full of self, like overflowing, so that you can feel this radiance and magnetism that Lola and I are both experiencing in our own lives and our businesses and our relationships. And we truly just want to give that gift to y'all. So we're so excited.
So sign up in the description below. And yes, have a good time with that. I just got an idea to do like really, like I want to do like a word association. Like I want to say a word and I want you to think the first thing you think and like the first word that you think. Okay, ready? Sparkle.
Slut.
Slut.
Me.
Sensuality.
Sixth Sense.
Sisterhood.
Safe.
Self-expression.
Wild.
Havon.
Sacred.
Ashley.
Oh, that would really put me on the spot. Oh my God. Do I not even know who I am? Oh no. Whole.
Lola.
Love.
Yay. Cacao.
Liquid love.
Yeah, literally. This YouTube episode.
Transformational, expansive, activating, fun.
Woo! Yeah. So how's this conversation been for you?
It's been really beautiful. You know, like I've just been growing at the speed of light since I started this massive journey. I mean, it's my life's journey, but like the God, the sensuality, the sobriety journey on January 1st. And like every month, every week I'm different, but like this conversation and the hard ones that you and I have been having recently, like are just really anchoring in like my leadership and, my softness and is just allowing me to get even more clear on what it is I'm doing with my brand and how I want to serve people. And it's so like all the conversations are medicine.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So thank you for holding the space.
Yeah. I pulled a card right before this and the card was authority. And it said, it was like, hold the masculine container, hold the energy and guide this. And it was really like having me step into the authority of like, oh, I'm finally hosting this show and guiding this conversation. So I'm grateful to be the masculine presence for this conversation and to hear such juice and such wisdom come out of you. And I'm such a firm believer, there's such medicine in sharing your story and sharing your truth and your voice and where things have come from and where you've come from. So thank you for sharing your heart and your story and your vulnerability with us and with me, with everyone watching and with your community and continuing to anchor in that and the ever unfolding journey of your leadership and your embodiment. So thank you. And thank you for helping me start off this series.
Girl,
that's what I've been doing.
It's an honor and I just want to say thank you. And I'm so proud of you. Like I'm a better leader because of you. I'm a better speaker because of you. Y'all, you don't even freaking know what this girl is capable of bringing into a space in terms of activation, medicine, fun, reverence. Yeah.
And someone said the other day, playful reverence. And I was like, that's it. Yeah. Keeping it light, but keeping it deep.
Yeah. So thank you for what you bring.
Yay. Thank you.
And I'm excited to see who else you have on the show.
Yay.
Love you, babe.
And follow her at the Sparkle S.l.u.t. I hope this conversation.
Where are the pussies? Should we get the pussies and dance?
We should have a little pussy dance party. Hey, sweetie.
Where's Muffins? Is she over here? Oh.
Hey.
Okay, here we go.
So thank you for coming and watching the episode number 1 of Legendary Leaders, where we chat with cats and cacao. Oh my God! Hey, get out of here!
Yay! Woo!
Yay! Pussy party! And so it is. We out. Boom. Brandon.
Muffy.
Where's Muffy?